right, and good morning, everybody. Today is going to be episode 1 of this new series I'm doing about local hikes in and around the Lower Mainland. And today we're going to be starting off with one that is near and dear to me. But is one that I do by far the most, and that is the Grouse Grind. You can't really see it, but so yeah, come along with me on the way up. We're not going to film obviously the whole hike, but I am just going to film some kind of noteworthy parts, some of the parts that I find that are the most challenging, and yeah, talk a bit about the hike. So for anybody who's maybe thinking about doing it or moving to the Lower Mainland here and you're looking for some outdoor stuff to do, this is going to be a video you're going to watch. Spoiler alert, this is a tough one. So let's begin. All right, and here we have our introduction to the Grouse Grind. This is just a nice steady grade here, a few stairs, but not too many, and this will take up the first 300 or 400 meters. And now we are approaching the stairs, and this is really where it starts. If it looks steep here, well, you can rest safe knowing that it doesn't get any easier. This is just to kind of show you what you can expect to see relatively consistently as you're going up the grind. There are times where you're scrabbling up rocks or double stepping, but often you'll be seeing something like this. Okay, so this is the metal bridge. It's what I consider the kind of unofficial 1/4 of the way mark. On average, it probably takes people between 13 to maybe 25 minutes depending on your pace to get here. Let's continue on. And much like Frodo and Sam in Lord of the Rings, you too will be going up a bunch of stairs, and I hope you like the Lord of the Rings references because there are going to be more of them coming in this video. So we're probably nearing the halfway point right now. I think we're making some pretty good time. So for those of you that don't watch my Instagram and see how often we go do this, my goal is to get sub 45 minutes. Last year I got close with like 46 and a half or so. This year I haven't gotten close. So one thing I do like is when you see somebody ahead of you on the trail, if you're competitive like I am, you have motivation to catch up to them and pass them. Anyways, yeah, about halfway. Let's keep going. And while you're heading up the grind, you'll often find a couple of spots like this where you can either go one way, that is easier, but it's more steps, or the route that I chose to take here, which is double steps. It is more tiring than it looks. And you can also have ample opportunity to scrabble up some rocks. You can be just like Gollum. This guy passed me and I'm trying to keep pace with him, but he's going to blow past me and I lose sight of him in a couple of minutes. And here I am fighting for my life and using those ropes to pull myself up these stairs. No, I don't consider it cheating. And right about here, when you get to the flat part, you know you're about 2/3 of the way through. Keep going. All right, we're just getting to the 3/4 mark. Traditionally, between the second and third quarter is one of my slowest portions, but on the third, I somehow find my final gear, because this is the home stretch. It's also probably one of the hardest parts. Let's go. Now, personally, I find that if you can find a steady pace and just do your best to maintain it, you're going to have a lot of success on the Grouse Grind. We always say it's either going to be your lungs, your legs, or your will that fail. Temper all three and you'll have great success. And right about here, this is where you get that Sam carrying Frodo up Mount Doom energy, because you're only a couple of minutes away from the top and you gotta push. And after all of that, you reach this part here. You see the clubhouse there, and you know the end is literally in sight. Congratulations, you've done the Grouse Grind. All right. We're pushing hard today. So, like I mentioned earlier, I'm gunning for 45 minutes. But I didn't get there today, but I finally got my first sub 50-minute time of the year. So, you know, it's one step closer. If you decide to come do this, this is definitely not a introductory level hike. I know the average times wildly vary from like 2 hours, 2.5, but I think for people that do this semi-regularly, I would say the average time is probably like an hour and 15 to an hour and a half. So, you know, if you have some personal fitness goals and you just want to push yourself, I recommend come trying this. And now we're going to take a look at the beautiful view you get up here. And finally, at the top here, you are treated to some of the best views in the Lower Mainland. You can see Brentwood, you can see downtown Vancouver, you got Stanley Park, North Van, West Van, heck, even Vancouver Island. We're gonna pan around here, and if you look over some of the mountaintops, there are some other trails there you can go hike. For people that are wondering about, I guess, the technical aspects of this, the Grouse Grind itself is about an 800-meter elevation gain spread out over 2.5 kilometers. So it's consistently steep. It's a really hard push, but you know, when you get to the top, it feels freaking fantastic. We're always looking for other people to come join us when we're doing this, so please feel free. And of course, we don't run back down, we take the gondolas. That is the new one. They spent the better part of the last 2 years building. It's not operational right now, but it has been. So we're gonna be taking the old school tram on the way down. Anyways, thanks for watching, and let's wait for the next one.